You're watching APT PBS Kids.
You're watching Austin PBS Kids. You're watching AZPM PBS Kids.
You're watching Gulf State PBS Kids.
You're watching CET PBS Kids. You're watching Detroit PBS Kids. You're watching South Carolina ETV PBS Kids.
You're watching GBH Kids.
You're watching GPB PBS Kids. You're watching Hawai'i PBS Kids. You're watching Idaho PBS Kids. You're watching Iowa PBS Kids.
You're watching Jazz PBS Kids.
You're watching KLCS PBS Kids. You're watching KLRN PBS Kids. You're watching KPBS Kids. You're watching KQED PBS Kids. You're watching KVCR PBS Kids. You're watching KVIE PBS Kids. You're watching Lakeland PBS Kids. You're watching Lakeshore PBS Kids. You're watching LPB PBS Kids. You're watching Maryland Public Television PBS Kids. You're watching Nebraska ETV PBS Kids.
You're watching 9 PBS Kids.
You're watching Northern California Public Media PBS Kids. You're watching NPT PBS Kids. You're watching Oklahoma ETV PBS Kids. You're watching OPB PBS Kids. You're watching PBS Charlotte PBS Kids. You're watching PBS Fort Wayne PBS Kids.
You're watching PBS North Carolina PBS Kids.
You're watching PBS SoCal Kids. You're watching West Virginia Public Broadcasting PBS Kids. You're watching South Dakota PTV PBS Kids. You're watching ThinkTV PBS Kids. You're watching Twin Cities PBS Kids. You're watching Vegas PBS Kids. You're watching Vincennes PBS Kids. You're watching WPBA PBS Kids. You're watching WBGU TV PBS Kids.
You're watching WEGU PBS Kids.
You're watching WFYI PBS Kids. You're watching WGBH PBS Kids. You're watching WGBY PBS Kids. You're watching WHRO PBS Kids. You're watching WHUT PBS Kids. You're watching WITF PBS Kids. You're watching WKYU PBS Kids. You're watching WLRN PBS Kids. You're watching WNET PBS Kids. You're watching Tennessee Valley PBS Kids. You're watching WUCF PBS Kids. You're watching New Orleans PBS Kids. You're watching PBS Kids. You're watching PBS Kids. You're watching PBS Kids. You're watching PBS Kids.